Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Car Wash Magazine Live. Hey, let's give it up. That's right. Hey. Sometimes you guys, you just need a little bit of applause and a little feedback when you spend a lot of time in a small room talking to cameras. So anyway, welcome to this week's episode, you guys. I am your host, Matt DeWolf, editor-in-chief of Car Wash Magazine. Joshua Lindsay, I see you from Pittsburgh joining us today. Thank you for that. If you are just joining us for the first time, I want to take just a second to remind you about why this program exists. And we are here. Why are we here? Because we want to lift up and celebrate the positive stories in the car wash industry. And that is what we are all about, bringing this community together, making this industry better, making your business better and helping you get what you need. So love to share stories, love to hear your stories. If you want to connect with me, you can do that at mdewolf at carwash.org, and we'll have a conversation, we'll have a chat, and we'll see how we can have a little fun together. So that's why we're here. Why are you here? You are here, friends, because we are going to have a fantastic conversation today with Dr. Chip Bell. Chip Bell is a customer service, customer loyalty, globally renowned expert, best-selling author. This guy is super fun. We're going to have a great conversation with him in just a little bit about how we can lead customer-centric car wash organizations. And guess what, friends? While you may be doing some of that, it's going to become paramount for us as we go forward. And so super, super good conversation for us. Tom Tilford, I see you, buddy. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. We are doing something else on this show today. For the first time, we are simulcasting this out beyond our Facebook Live audience. So we're on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube, and we are now on LinkedIn. So broadcasting live on LinkedIn. If you're joining us there, go ahead and give us a shout. But that's all about being able to celebrate these stories anywhere and everywhere, because I think they're fantastic. Now, we're going to get into that conversation with Dr. Chip Bell here in just a moment, but you guys know how I roll. So first things first, it's showtime. I said this last week. We're going to be talking about it a lot. The car wash show is coming up in November. We are super excited for that. We are going to open those doors, baby, and get everybody gathered again in one place to see some car wash equipment and create some community. So super excited for that. We've got big stuff for you from this program that we're going to be doing. So we'll be maybe sneak peeking a little bit of that stuff for you over the next few weeks as we finalize some decisions on that front. But super, super cool stuff. There may be a giant game show sized giveaway in there. So maybe you want to tune in. I don't know. Maybe you want to tune in. All right. So speaking of the car wash show, there's something that we like to do every year. This started maybe, 6 years ago now. We do emerging leader scholarships, and these are really fantastic ways for you and your business, or you as an emerging leader, to find your way to the show, right? And so there's some benefits in there. There's some paid access to the show and some hotel rooms and stuff. You can check out all those details right down here, carwash.org/ELS that stands for Emerging Leader Scholarship. Check that out. If you know somebody in your organization who is an up-and-comer, this is a great way to highlight them. And we love, like I said, we love capturing those stories. So check it out, carwash.org/ELS. Speaking of scholarships, we had, last week we talked about Faith Betancourt, one of our scholarship winners. We've got another one for you this week. Let's show this dude off. This is Jack Paul from Waterway Car Wash. I'm super excited for him to be one of the recipients of the scholarships from ICA. Not Josh. Josh, I see you, buddy. But Jack Paul is going to the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs, and this is from his essay. This is this is moving, friends. The impact this job has had on my life is one of self-confidence and self-worth. While I prove daily to others the cancer only made me stronger and not weaker by working more than others and always picking up shifts. Most importantly, working at Waterway has given me the opportunity to prove to myself that despite surviving cancer, I am strong not only mentally, but physically as well. That's pretty cool stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of that, guys. Like I'm here for that all day long. Great positive story there about Jack Paul. Congratulations to him for being a scholarship winner. We've got more of those coming up for you in the next few weeks. We'll be sharing those to highlight the great people in this industry. You're seeing a little video here rolling up in the corner at the moment. That's a promo video from a previous Executive Management Institute. That just wrapped up last week. We just had our second class of that, and let's show you these folks because these are people you want to watch. You should get to know these folks. These are going to be future leaders in this industry. Some of them are leaders already. Make sure you connect with them and get a chance to network and make your community stronger. So that's that. That's EMI for you. Don't miss it. We'll be doing it again, I hope, here soon, next year. And in case you missed it, because I don't know where else you guys are on Thursdays at 11:30. It's like you wash cars or something. But last week we had a fantastic conversation with Megan Ragsdale, talking all about talent and how you guys can kind of spread your wings a little bit and look at some unknown talent pools and what you need to do to your workplace. I want to share this quick snippet with you from that conversation really quickly. This was Megan Ragsdale last week talking to us about talent.
I had a former mentor actually tell me a phrase that's really kept in my own mind in terms of being cognizant of where I'm spending my time. And he just said, hands and feet. That's how you know where an organization is spending time. So the hand piece of that is, where are you giving out reward and recognition? What are you giving it for? And the feet being, where are you traveling to spend your time and who are you spending time with? So one of the most important things that you can do to develop anybody is to really provide great mentorship. And at Sophie Joe's, that's but one component of what we like to call our talent life cycle. So we actually approach talent really purposefully, because our mission here is to build an amazing leadership pipeline, whether people choose to stay with us or if they choose to leave us and contribute somewhere else. And the reason why we do that is because building community is a value for us. And if we are building amazing leaders and leadership skills, then when that person leaves us, they're able to continue contributing to the community. So it's worth it for us to invest the time and energy to do that.
All right, so if you want to catch the rest of that fantastic conversation, you got to go check us out. You got to hit carwashmagazine.com. We've got all the previous episodes for you there. You can watch. And then that particular episode with Megan was actually on the podcast as well, Car Wash the Podcast. Speaking of that program, Car Wash the Podcast this week, we had Kathy Hemp from Waterway Car Wash. You may notice a little bit of a trend here. Waterway was one of our scholarship winners. We also had Kathy Hemp on the podcast this week. Marketing manager from Waterway, been there a long time, has a lot of great insight into how company culture can create lasting relationships for your business. So check that out anywhere you're getting your podcast content. Subscribe to us. Make sure you don't miss an episode. We've got a new segment coming up for you. We're going to try this out with you all. Because we like to try new segments. So unfortunately, I know you guys are super sad about this. We have no joke for you this week. Yeah, I know. Sad trombone. Sad trombone. No joke this week. We'll get those coming back for you here pretty soon. But we've got a new segment we're calling Behind the Brand. At least that's a working title. We'll figure that out later. But it's an opportunity for us to showcase what's kind of going on in the supplier community. And our first one of these that we're going to share with you today is from our friends at Gallup.
At Gallup Brush Company, our products are designed to ensure satisfaction, quality, and bottom line to every car wash customer we supply. Our vision is simple and honest, offer seamless end-user installation and continual product improvement for the car wash industry.
Our family has been in the car wash industry for almost 45 years, improving industry systems through experience and innovation. We decided it was time to share that knowledge. Gallup was founded in 2000, and we've been doing just that ever since.
Today, you can trust Gallup Brush to always be one of the car wash industry's leading innovators of cloth and foam brush replacements, and your most reliable resource.
Manufacturing is what sets Gallup Brush apart from everyone else. Everything we make starts from raw, untouched material, built from the ground up in our 62,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. This also gives Gallup the ability to provide rapid prototype builds to bring innovative products to the market quickly.
We're in charge of the process from beginning to end. That results in reduced order to delivery time. That makes us about as vertically integrated as you can get to deliver the best products to our customers. Today, Gallup is known for some of the most innovative and forward-thinking products in the car wash industry. Coreguard, patented technology that gives cores a longer life by keeping them from eroding and losing brushes, saving car washes time and money. Spaghetti brushes, made of durable G-Flex foam, which provides whisper-quiet cleaning and buffs and shines during the process, and also works with any manufacturer's equipment. Clearview doors. These all corrosion-resistant stainless steel construction doors provide maximum energy saver capability with 2 times thicker vinyl versus the competition. They also have a breakaway design, a wind load rating of 70 miles per hour, and offer custom as well as standard sizes. Shafts and spindles. Built using our state-of-the-art CNC lathe in-house to guarantee tight tolerances, these fully customizable operation parts are available in any length up to 96 inches. Tire brushes and wear strip, designed to alert operators when to replace their tire brushes to minimize downtime. Offered in tire brush, tire shine, and stepped wheel brushes. Plus, Gallup offers a tire brush rebuild kit that includes bearings, spindles, couplers, and key stock. Here are a few more of the services that set Gallup apart from the rest: water jet, die cutting, foam splitting, laminating, sewing, sheeting, converting, saw cutting, vinyl welding, and TIG and MIG welding for steel and aluminum.
But perhaps the most important service Gallup has to offer is customer service. From initial orders to shipping and receiving, every customer order is processed with speed, accuracy, and care. We work closely with every customer to make sure their expectations are met. We built our business on providing the best service and highest quality products in the industry.
Working hard every day to improve the lives of car wash industry owners and operators with a level of professionalism and innovation that can only be found at one convenient stop.
Only Gallup.
Only Gallup.
Only Gallup.
Only Gallup.
All right, everyone, and now joining us on the program is the man himself, Chip Bell, Dr. Chip Bell. Chip, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Matt. It's a joy to be with you.
Hey,
it's going to be fun.
We are super excited to have you because this is a topic of conversation that comes up in this industry all the time. So I can't wait to get to talking about customers and the journeys and what we need to be doing as car wash owners and operators to make that better for our consumer. But let's set the stage. All right.
Okay.
So today's consumer, as we know, is not yesterday's consumer. So in your mind, what's kind of changed over the last several years or 5 years or 3 years? Because it's changing.
It's changing, and I would say I would think about the last 2 years. Research shows customers' expectations go up about 30% a year, so it's a moving target all the time. And I think that's an important lesson for all of us. We've got to stay up to the minute. But one of the things we're finding from our research in terms of customer expectation is they like to have things more and more personalized. They like a sense of community in terms of the organizations they work with, vendors they work with, et cetera. They like those organizations that help them get smart. There's always this concern about losing pace because we're living in very changing times, rapidly changing times. So make me smart is an important one. I think the sense of trust, particularly as it's demonstrated in terms of our allegiance to their comfort. What do we do to make sure there's no anxiety, no uncertainty in terms of the experience we create? And finally, it's all about innovation.
Yeah.
I think it's a signal that you are surviving, not that you're progressing, that you might be around in the few years. And since they're more interested in investing in a relationship than a transaction, your being around is pretty important.
Well, and you know what's interesting is that I've experienced this recently in terms of just people leveling up, businesses in general leveling up from a service side. You know, I just got back from a JW Marriott, and it was noticeable how much more emphasis there was on delighting and surprising the customer. You know, every time I went around a corner, there was something a little interesting. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Oh, I'm so glad they did that. Oh, I wouldn't have even thought about that. So let's apply that to car washing, shall we? How can we get in the right mindset to surprise and delight and to be putting that customer at the center of the experience?
I think one is that we need to know the customer extremely well. And again, keep right up to the minute with their changing expectations. But I think the degree to which you create a climate and a culture that's all about ingenuity, creativity. Hey, what if we tried this? What if we did this? Nobody's ever done this. Did some work with a pizza delivery company, and instead of asking the usual price, product, and process kind of questions, I thought, well, let me ask something out of the ordinary. What's something no pizza delivery company has ever thought about doing that you think would be really cool? And the answer I got back is, why don't you do something with the box? And you go, the box? Yeah. The inside of the box. It could be a map. It could be a puzzle. It could be a coloring book. And sure enough, a few years later, I'm working with a huge paper manufacturing, and this particular pizza company was manufacturing their boxes with all kind of unique things on the inside cover, and they just put a piece of plastic paper between it and the pizza, and you got, that came from thinking out of the box. And I think creating a culture where we think that way is going to keep us innovating and keep us fresh and new, and as I mentioned earlier, survive.
All right, Chip. So you just told me what I heard was to think outside the box, I got to think about the box.
That's correct.
Right.
And it's all features. Nobody's doing stuff like this. What about this? And I think creating that kind of atmosphere is what's key. And again, involving your customers. The degree to which we include the customers in those innovations, that's part of my reason to use the pizza example. Yep. It didn't come from the pizza delivery company. It came from customers, and they often have brilliant insights and ideas if we just create an opportunity for them to ideate with us.
Yeah, listen to those folks, right? We know what we're talking about sometimes.
Well, sometimes, but the degree to which you can include them, even if you don't always take their ideas, they say they care about my input, they care about my idea. And as I started, I think customers more and more are looking for a personalized experience and one that reflects a sense of community, of inclusion, being a part of their organization. And I think that identity is critical now.
Yeah, and I think it is. It's all about those little things and about thinking about that through your entire customer journey. Because so often we let it stop at the wash. Okay, great. They got there. Okay, cool. Maybe I personalized the welcome screen when they got up to the pay station. Great. Okay, maybe I said hello when they came in. Hey, Matt, good to see you. And then, I gave them a high five or something on the way out. But then I forget about the next step, which is how do I engage them down the road and keep them kind of tied and brand loyal to me? So those little things matter. So let's make sure we're all focused on them.
The other thing, a lot of times we always look at the outside in. How many times does an owner jump in the car with the customer and say, I'll give you a 10% discount if you'll let me ride through this with you and tell me what you're experiencing?
I love that idea. Yeah.
Think about it. Well, let me think about it. We always encourage people, take an empathy walk with your customer, whether in your industry, it's take an empathy ride, and tell me what you're seeing. Tell me what you're looking at. Tell me what it means to you. And oftentimes we'll get some, I never thought about the fact that I'm having to sit from 4 to 6 minutes in my car and watch a blank wall. Wonder what I can do with that wall. And so it's getting the customer to teach us a lot about their experience. Yeah. And I think that's a piece of it.
Well, and it's funny because we tell our advice always to operators is, hey, if you want to make sure that things are going well and you want to really make sure your business is going to fire right, watch cars go through, right? Like watch it, make sure everything's firing, be evaluating that process. But don't forget about the inside perspective. I love that. I love that approach. Get inside the car, see what it's like in there, and just get your eyes down to that customer perspective. Great advice. Great advice.
I work with a great, large company. You just mentioned them in your JW example. They had years ago, they had a program called Follow Me Home. They would ask from customers who would come back regularly, can we follow you to your room and watch you unpack? And customers go, you want to do what? Yeah, we're not warriors. We just want to see how you settle into the room. And what they learned were there were a lot of little workarounds that were easy to correct. The customer never mentioned on the guest comment card, things you could fix that were little irritants. Like why do you have to unplug their hair dryer to use your hair dryer? Little things like that. And so I think it's that effort to see the world through the customer's lens, and then we're in a better position to change it and make it better, make it a great experience.
So so let's say that we're starting to get there, right? And we understand that ultimately our goal here is to bring consumers back and to serve them well and delight them in the experience. But what's the thing I'm not thinking about when it comes to the reason behind being intently focused on that experience?
What's the thing you're not thinking about?
Yeah, what am I missing? What's that doing for customers?
Well, I think to me, the perspective, if I understand your question, is asking, is your perspective about the customer's experience or the customer's vehicle? And sometimes we get caught up in it's all about the car. And I've looked at a lot of car wash ads lately, and they're all about the vehicle, rather than saying, wait a minute, the vehicle doesn't pay me a dime. I need to think about it through the customer's lens. So again, we're back to that whole point of where's my emphasis? Where do I particularly look at? What am I concerned? What keeps me up at night? Those machines that you have that give me change in a self-service, what's going to happen when they don't work in the middle of the night? Have I thought about that? It's the little things like that say, you're paying attention to the details. I think to me, that's a part of it, is the perspective of, are you centered on the customer, or are you centered on the customer's vehicle? The vehicle is obviously important, but it's like an airline. If you ask people what's the most important part about an airline, they'll tell you safety. But if you ask them why you pick one airline over another, safety won't be in the top 10.
Never. Never. I want the amenities, right? I want the amenities.
Yeah,
I want the experience. I want the story. I want a story that I can tell. Absolutely.
That's it. And it's the stories that make the difference.
Well, okay, so let's go down that path a little bit, because I love
Sure.
a good story, and obviously it's part of what I do every day. So when you're thinking about those stories, what are kind of the core elements here, and how can we approach it? Is there like a framework or something that we can be thinking about with our customers in mind?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think about at least 5. And when I do my presentation, I'm going to build it around these 5 elements. And it comes right out of the research. Know me, include me, teach me, unburden me, and surprise me. And so if we take each one of those and say, okay, how do I create a story experience out of that? And I use story because, giving people a great experience that they then recommend you is not going to move the needle like, you ain't going to believe what happened to me. And they tell a story and people go, I got to try that. I took my kid we went through the car wash, and at the end, guess what? My kid got a free popsicle, or something that says, what can I do to cause it to be a little different, to create that story they can't wait to share with somebody else. Customers love anecdotes. They love stories. And that's what they remember, and so it's looking for the things that what will create that story. They personalize my experience in a little different way.
Yeah.
The manager was physically there
Yeah.
and met me. And sometimes that's unique right in itself. They found ways to include me, involve me. That's off the wall. They asked my kid, who's an artist in school, to paint that wall and put their name on there. So, we all talk about, hell, paint the wall. But if it's an artwork by somebody in the community, now it takes on a whole different significance than just some cleverly painted wall in a car wash. It's those little things that, if I have to wait, what's happening to me while I have to wait? I know what happens to me at Disney. If I'm in line in Disney for attraction, it'll say, if you're waiting here, the wait time is 30 minutes. Actually it's less, Mickey lies, they underpromise and overdeliver, because it's really, it's 25 minutes, not 30. And people, it didn't seem like 30 at all. It wasn't 30 minutes. The point is that you sort of know what's going on. And I know how many times have I pulled into a car wash and I'm like 6 cars back and I'm going, how long is this going to take? Do I cut my losses and come back?
Yeah.
If I had a sense about how long that was going to take, it's thinking like that. What is the customer experiencing? What if you put a TV up there for me to watch? My good friend Jacob Freed at Suds Club near me is getting ready to put a TV outside that people can watch while they're waiting. They do it in the gym. Why not do it there? So it's thinking like the little things that say, wait a minute, we all love Cracker Jacks. One of my favorite examples. We all love Cracker Jacks. And what we like about Cracker Jacks is not the caramelized popcorn.
No.
What is it? It's that free fries.
Yeah, it's a stupid prize.
How much is that thing worth? Here's something that's financially worthless, but emotionally priceless.
Yeah, there you go.
So I like to ask people, what's your free prize inside? What's the little extra you're going to do that fits your neighborhood, fits your area, fits your marketplace, and enhances your brand.
I think the piece in there that's really important around seeing customers on the lot. We talk a lot about that being an important thing for people to see from the street, right? So they know what's going on. They see activity that's going to draw them in.
Sure.
But that it's the small details. If you have a way to let people know, how long that's going to take. And I'm not talking about like putting a sign up, because we all have too many signs on our properties. Like,
yeah.
We got to fix that. That's a different program.
And the ones that are up are boring.
Yes. But we'll have you back and we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah. Nobody has one of those. Unaccompanied minors will be given an espresso and a free puppy.
Right.
You'd remember that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's so good. So good. It is a little, okay, so we're talking, I'm a big like analogy guy. Like I like acronyms and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if this one works, but it's KIDDUS, right? Know me, include me, teach me, unburden me, surprise me.
Surprise me. I hadn't thought about that as a word, but
it's not a good one.
I can say it, I can remember it.
Yeah, KIDDUS. I mean, it's not quite KISS, not keep it simple stupid,
I'll
but
quote you on that, man.
Oh, funny. Another thing I want to jump into with you really quickly here. I'm just checking our clock here. We've got a little bit of time left.
Okay.
When we talk about customer experience and customer journeys, you often hear people say, add value, add value, add value. What's the value add? What are you doing to bring value to them? Yep. You have a little bit different perspective on that. Can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Sure. I'd love to talk about this, because the concept of value added is okay. I mean, it's a generous, but basically what it means is taking what your customer expects and add more. And guess what? Their expectations go after that. I mean, they go right up there. You keep adding, they expect. Pretty soon you're going to run out of room. That'll bankrupt you. Doing more. Pretty soon, I can't keep doing this. Well, I talk about value unique, and value unique is not adding more; it's adding different, adding unexpected, adding that surprise. I'll give you a fun example. My wife has a new car. Loves this new car. Took her car in for the first time after she got it. She turned on the radio. She traded in her car, got a new one. First time she turned on the radio, she discovered they had programmed in her radio stations from her trade-in. Now, what do you think she talks about, the car or the radio?
Yeah, every time.
It's that radio.
Every time.
I think what she paid for that car. Well, how hard is that? That's not hard, but it's saying we're going to do something and just let the customer discover it.
Yeah.
And so it's the little things like that. They go, whoa, look at there. Now you got a story people can't wait to tell about. Guess what they did for me? And again, we're back to creating that environment where people come up with, have we ever thought about giving people a flower when they go through this car wash? Wouldn't that be interesting? What if we done, popcorn? Whoa, man, I love pop. So, I mean, it's that kind of thing. And I think it's value unique that causes the story that people are eager to share.
I love the popcorn idea, because if you're a location that offers interior cleans, guess what they're going to need next?
Guess what? Right after that, It's like car washes that add the dog wash. Guess what you're going to do with that dog after the dog wash? Guess where they're going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we got to wash the car. It's a pretty good add-on.
That's funny. What do you think, as you've been kind of doing research and looking at washes, what do you think, where's the biggest opportunity for us? Like, what do we need to be really focused on?
I think figuring out a way to, again, back to that personalization, figuring out a way to connect with the customer beyond the car wash. And that's why the whole concept of the membership is so powerful, because with that membership concept, now you're building an alliance, you're building a partnership, and it gives you the avenue to know more. And I think building on that concept, looking for ways to say, we want to personalize your experience, and how do I use ways to do that? My computer, I know every time I go to the grocery store now, because I have an account with them, I can set things up in advance that they'll have something ready for me that I'm looking for. So all the things we can do, again, to personalize it, but through that relationship, through that, again, that club, it gives you the entree to that. It's not just a discount. If you get, X number of washes a month, you get a discount. I think it needs to be an affinity process as well.
Yeah, that's been the big change in the industry. We've talked about it a million times over, but the way that you handle that membership community and the way you handle those loyalty programs are going to be all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. And your research bears that out. I mean, I printed out some of your research, and it says, things like that. A clean vehicle makes me feel good was number one on why I use a car wash. Yep. Number one. Now, I'd never say that about my refrigerator. My stove makes me feel proud. Right. I wouldn't say that. Right. But my clean vehicle makes me proud. That's on your list. So here again, we're talking about a possession that has a different emotional connection with the customer than almost anything they have, perhaps except their house. Yeah. And so I think because of that, we have an opportunity in the industry, I think, to create a special bond with that customer. And I think the ways in which you do that through that membership is a great avenue.
Well, so Chip's talking about, those of you watching at home, Chip's talking about ICA's latest consumer study, which is available online. You can purchase that. But he's drawing on that human emotion, right? And that's why we often will tell folks, the photos in your wash look great, and it's cool that you've got the shots of the brushes hitting the car and the up-close soap. And I love those photos. I'll put them up. It's super fun to look at. But the customer, if you really want to capture the customer, show pictures of people. Yes. To get that emotion and to make them feel like they are in the story, so you can get the story, so they're going to come back and do it every time.
Absolutely.
Chip, I'm going to let you get back to it, but we are going to see you at the Car Wash Show November 15 through 17 in Las Vegas for an expanded version of this conversation.
Absolutely.
I'm super excited.
I can't wait. This will be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait either. It's been far too long since we've gathered en masse to talk about car washing and all that. So, right. Chip, I just want to say thanks for being on the program, and we'll see you in November.
Thanks, Matt. I had a blast.
Hey, if you guys are watching at home and you want to see more stories, more videos, more audio like this, you can do that at carwashmagazine.com. And guess what? When you're out there this week and you're just killing it washing cars, there's just one thing you've got to do. Keep it clean.